Mr. Chaffetz should be investigating the president-elect's impending violation of the Constitution, not this poor government official who's just trying to do his job. And Mr. Chaffetz has endorsed that unconstitutional plan.
Let's take that question to him. Thank you both very much. Congressman Chaffetz, Chair of the House Oversight Committee, joins us right now. You just heard Mr. Eisen. What's the answer to his question?
Well, the president-elect has a duty and obligation to abide by the law, and he's exempt from most all of these laws. He has done a financial disclosure, which has gone through the Office of Government Ethics. I think he's done that twice. That is his duty under the law. I hear no complaints about that. My question is about the head of the Office of Government Ethics. Is he acting ethically when he sent out 9 tweets praising Donald Trump, saying that his plan was brilliant? How did he come to that conclusion, and how does he come to his current conclusions, having never done an investigation and never looked at the paperwork in the point where he can actually come to a reasonable conclusion? I think that's unethical. I really do.
He was sending out the tweets to the idea that he had heard, and you're right, it was premature, that he had heard that Donald Trump was going to divest. But I want to get to more on that in a minute, but let's get to this other question. On the conflict of interest laws, you just heard both Mr. Painter and Mr. Eisen say that they believe that the president-elect is going to be in violation of the emoluments clause of the Constitution on day one. Have you asked for documents from the president-elect?
No, that's speculative. I mean, Donald Trump hasn't even been sworn in yet. And so I do believe that he has set up a plan where the revenue or the profits that are coming to the hotel will be given directly to the Treasury. But I'm not going to go on this fishing expedition that they want me to, that the Democrats want me to. The president has a duty and obligation to comply with the law. But again, he's exempt from almost all of these things. Now, the emoluments clause he's going to have to look at, and we'll see how that rolls out.
Well, yeah, and the ranking Democrats of several different committees, 21 different committees, have petitioned the Speaker to request documents detailing the president-elect's business dealings around the world to get at this question, including possible loans and investments from Russians. Will you request that information?
No, I have no plans to do that at this point. What you need to look at is what is required by law, which I believe that Donald Trump has complied with. That is, because I've heard no complaints about this, and that is the financial disclosures. That is what's required by law. That's what Donald Trump has done.
Isn't the emoluments provision of the Constitution the law of the land?
Well, yeah, it's in the Constitution, but the president-elect hasn't even been sworn in yet. So all this flailing about how he's done everything wrong is a little premature at best.
Well, yes, and 5 days from now, he will be the President of the United States. At that point, will you be requesting this information?
No, not necessarily. Look, I'm not just going to go on these fishing expeditions. I didn't do that with President Obama. We didn't go through this with President Obama. I think the world and certainly the American voters understand that Donald Trump has mass holdings. He's worth billions of dollars. He's been very successful in business, and I think the American voters understood that when they voted him in.
I think a lot of Democrats might disagree with what your characterization of President Obama and the investigations you did of Hillary Clinton and her email server, and of course Benghazi as well. But on this particular issue, there is another issue.
Those were about specific policies and actions once they were in office. I didn't investigate Hillary Clinton before she was in office. I started investigating Hillary Clinton's actions after the Inspector General said that there was classified information housed in a non-classified setting. That's when we began our investigation.
I took your point on that at beginning the investigation now, but I asked you if you were going to be looking at these issues once the president-elect is actually president of the United States.
Look, if people have questions about this, the White House is going to be the one that has to answer those questions. Until we see something that is actually wrongdoing, we're probably not going to just go on a fishing trip to go see, we're just not going to do that. That's not what we do in this committee. It's not what we have done.
Another possibility, you have oversight of the General Services Administration, which holds the lease for the Trump Hotel, which of course the president will still own even though it goes into the trust. And then page 103 of the lease agreement says that no elected official of the government of the United States or the government of the District of Columbia shall be admitted to any share or part of this lease or to any benefit that may arise therefrom. So the agreement seems to preclude ownership by any government official like the president, doesn't it?
I did sign a letter with Elijah Cummings a number of weeks ago and asked for a copy of that contract. I don't know that we've received the final copy of that contract.
But that is something you're going to be looking at?
I started that a few weeks ago.
Congressman Chaffetz, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with our roundtable.
Like a human fingerprint, no two whale flukes are the same. Because your needs are unique, Pacific Life has been delivering flexible retirement and life insurance solutions for more than 145 years. Ask a financial advisor how you can tailor solutions from Pacific Life to help you reach your financial goals.
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and you're talking to your doctor about your medication, this is Humira. This is Humira helping to relieve my pain and protect my joints from further damage. This is Humira helping me go further. Humira works for many adults. It targets and helps to block a specific source of inflammation that contributes